What is beauty, and is beauty innate or learned? Because something is ugly in some places, but the same thing is beautiful in other places. So is beauty innate, or we learn what's beautiful? We know newborn attracted to symmetrical pattern and colors, so we know it's innate. And ChatGPT said it's both innate and learned. And here we prove it's only innate. And the other one is the beauty of the meaning. For instance, if a person does not know Mother Teresa and Gandhi, to them it's ugly, but get to know them. The more you get to know them, the more attractive they become. Also, beauty is what attracts you, and ugliness is what repels you. At the end, only the meaning remains. And because beauty is just a shell. But we are talking about this life, so let's get back to what is beautiful. And then now question is, a woman that stick claws, sharp claws, like a bear with blood, it looks like a blood dripping from it, is it beautiful? According to ChatGPT, all my data from ChatGPT, 60 to 100% of men either hate it or don't care about it, but still 20% like it. And does it have a good meaning? No. Because if you, that means that you lose sense of touch. They cannot touch you, cannot touch them, and then you get scratched. It means violence. It means hurt and pain. If they get bent, they can take the nail with it and cause injury, and it's a burden. It's a kind of to become crippled, because it affects your function. It takes your function. It's just same as hijab. Hijab is a burden and leave you the dysfunctional. It's some kind of paralysis, because the women in the hijab and the women wearing those nails are to some level become paralyzed. And therefore it has a bad meaning. All the meaning is bad, and then it's dirty, and then cannot wear gloves. All kind of problems. It's just terrible. So why women and those all the women that wear it, they find it beautiful. But later we prove that also they actually don't find it beautiful. They don't know what beauty is. And also men, also 20% of the men like it. They find it beautiful, attracted. And then we go to nose ring. Nose ring is associated with cows, with mules and donkeys. These are beasts of burden, and also some cases in slavery, because they used to hook up chain that way to their nose and to control them, to pull them. So it has a bad meaning. And then, so how can it be beautiful? Again, majority of men don't like it, and only the minority like it. And same with lip piercing. You cannot clean your nose. You cannot lick your lips. So you lose function. You lose functionality, and it's not. And the problem with the hygiene, all kind of problem. And then still some minority of men like it. And then, of course, all the women that do it, they like it. And then, because they make it beautiful for the opposite gender, or they just make them happy, or how does it work? What's the explanation? Because all of these have bad meaning, and they don't even look beautiful. And then, how about tattoo? Tattoo, the majority of men, I have the numbers here, find it either attractive or acceptable. And the ratio is 70% of men find the tattoo on the women acceptable, and the rest hate it. And so, what they like. Tattoo is embellishment. Just let's say somebody go to a museum in Italy and find a statue of David and write a graffiti on it. No matter how beautiful or art like that graffiti is embellishment. And then they say body a temple, yeah, and then it's like you go temple and write a graffiti. And of course, we know the problems with it, health problems, and they regret and they want to erase it. So why they like it? So that means the beauty is learned, right? They learned all those things beautiful. And ChatGPT tell you the same thing they learned. But no, this is not learning. Because you can only learn the meaning. How can something that's meaningless can be learned? And they have a bad meaning. And if you learned, then you learn they have a bad meaning, you would not do it. So they didn't learn anything. So what is it? So now people beauty is not learned, and those guys did not learn anything, yet they find it beautiful. So how you explain it? Another examples are in tribes in Thailand and Myanmar. They call long necks because they find the women with the long neck attractive, so they put rings on the baby's neck, girl's neck, to make it longer. The longer, the beautiful that girl become, and it causes lots of pain. Same as the cast for the feet in China, and they found that so how it works, the way it works is, it just happened all the beautiful women which were in the city, the high class ones, they have a small feet, and the peasants that they look terrible, they also had long feet. So, and then you find out all the singers and the beautiful women, young beautiful women on TV, they have long nails like that, and they have tattoos, and they have nose rings and stuff. So all of them become associated to beauty, because all the young beautiful women using those devices, or that's what they do to themselves. So only the young generations of men find it attractive. So that percentage minority that like all of these things are young men, and not my generation. And therefore, no, they have not learned anything, because there's nothing to learn. And if they could learn, they would learn the meaning of it. They can only learn the meaning, and they're being bad, and they would not like it. So it's associated. But what associate means? In psychology, there is something called familiarity. For instance, if you're born in a toilet, you love, excuse my language, you love that things that go inside a toilet. You love it. That's home, and then you become homesick. And so it's how Indians can live like that, and then so Indians, for instance, live with a rat. It works like a perfume. The rat excrement is like a perfume. Of course, they eat cow dung, and they rub it in their face, and drink urine, all kind of things. And so they become familiar with it. And those things do not have good meaning, right? These are the refuse. And refuse cannot have a good meaning. Tell me what's a good meaning about all of this. This a bad meaning, but they're familiar with it. So there are ugly things. Another example is in Thailand. In those countries, they make a dragon. It's made of cement, and the dragon is 40 meters long. It's frightening, but for them, when they look at it, it brings good feeling to them. It's a familiarity. Since we were a kid, they were there and saw it, and they love it and become attached to it. It's attachment. Familiarity is attachment, and you can read what familiarity means in psychology. And so the thing could be evil, could be ugly, could have a horrible meaning, bad meaning, but still you like it, and it's involuntary. You cannot control it, and you cannot say it's not learned. It's an instinct. Those young men and women create an instinct. Instincts like an animal is animalism, and the herdism. The herd is animal. It's herd of humans. Yeah, they say fashion victim. No, it's fashion is a herdism. And those young and women, they join the herd, and this is a sign of the herd. And we must understand a woman that appears beautiful, but then if you know how they are, and then you turn away and no longer be attractive. So it works both ways. Beauty is innate. Innately, those women are beautiful, but once you get the meaning, then you understand they're ugly, and then beauty was just the skin deep. So now we understand, and the way the herdism work, because a herd of sheep have a bellwether, and those guys that promoted those young the women, that famous women, and the influencers, and the industry that peddle it, the cosmetic industry, they are the bellwether of the sheeps. And the sheep, they feel the sense of belonging, because then a group of sheep united and a sense of belonging. So if a young teenager does not have a claws like a bear, it does not feel to belong to the rest of the bears.